Hey everyone, welcome to the Green and White Breakdown. I'm your host, Iaconetti, and I'm here at JetsInsider.com analyst Evan Slavit. The Jets broke their 3-game losing streak last week against the Raiders, and they're facing the Panthers this week, who have actually gone on an 8-game winning streak, but lost that last week in a blowout at the Superdome against the New Orleans Saints. Do you see either of these teams extending these streaks, the new streaks that they've begun?
Well, obviously the Jets turned things around in a big way. They scored maybe 20 combined points in the 3 games after the bye weeks and then played 37 against the Raiders at home. But the Raiders were also struggling going into the Jets. They lost 4 or 5 games going into that one. The Panthers are a completely different team, if not the best defense in the NFL, possibly a top 3. The Jets are going to struggle offensively to be able to score points in this one.
The Jets were the #1 run D up until last week when the Panthers stole that title from them. Do you think they're going to keep the title, or are the Jets going to steal it right back?
Well, it's an interesting battle for the Jets this week. Obviously, they've had one of the best run defenses in the NFL, and while they did drop to 2nd in the league in run defense, obviously the Panthers overtaking them, they're still 1st in yards per carry, only giving up 3.1 yards per rush this season. The 2nd best team is the Cleveland Browns at 3.5. And if you look at this Panthers running offense, as much as they're a top 10 unit in the NFL, if you remove Cam Newton, who's their 2nd leading rusher, averaging over 5 yards per carry, their running game's actually pretty average. Their other running backs average 4 yards per carry or less, haven't really been that great. But the thing is, Cam Newton's still going to be on the field. And the Jets this season have only played one team that's had a running quarterback or a mobile quarterback, and that's E.J. Manuel. The first time they played the Bills, Manuel was able to go off. The second time they kept him in check. They kept Terrell Pryor in check, even though it was just that one drive in the first quarter that they faced him. So but the Cam Newton's the best mobile quarterback that they have faced. It's going to be a unique challenge. It's not something they've seen before.
All right, so your fantasy player. I feel like it's going to be defensive, stopping Cam Newton.
Yeah, it's, you almost want to pick someone on the offense after the explosion that they had last week, that they really started to click, and you think maybe they'd be able to carry over some of that momentum to this week. But I am going to go with that defense. The Panthers defense is just fantastic, and I don't feel confident picking any of the Jets' offensive weapons, especially the running game, to do well this week. But defensively, even with Cam Newton, I really think this front 7 has what it takes to limit that running game and to keep them in check. That means Cam Newton's going to have to be more of a pocket passer and beat them with his arm, something that, as much as he's better at this season, he's still not the greatest, still struggles to read defenses, doesn't have those touch passes that you really look for. So I think the Panthers will have some success, but I really think the Jets are going to step up this week and have a pretty solid performance.
What does a pretty solid performance mean? What's the score? Call it.
I think the Panthers are going to win this one. I think it's going to be 27-13. It's, you almost want to give, it's a must-win game for the Jets. They got to win this one really to stay in playoff contention. They could still make it mathematically, but it seems really slim if they lose this one. But the Panthers have proven to be one of the best teams in the NFL this season, possibly top 5 team right now. They just came off a loss. They're returning home. Jets have only won 1 game on the road so far this season. I don't see the Panthers losing 2 straight.
All right, thanks, Evan. Before the game, make sure to listen to Jets Insider Radio on Shams Long Island. I'm Iaconetti.
And I'm Evan Slavit.
Thank you for watching.